Hey guys, how's it going? I am Joy, and we are back once again with our NFL predictions versus for the 2020 season with our good friend Steve. How's it going?
Going great. How about you, Joy?
Oh, not too bad, not too bad. So, last week was interesting.
Yeah, fascinating week there.
that's one word to put it.
Mhm.
So, how did you do?
I did terrible. I wish I had mulligan for this one. There, I finished 6-8.
Oof, I'm sorry about that, but it was a decent week, surprisingly.
Yeah,
For as many splits as we had, did not expect to do 11
Ma-
and 3.
yeah, yeah. Especially you had a clean sweep in the head-to-head part, 5-0.
Heck yeah. I'm surprised. Very, very surprised. So top games from the week that we can have some takeaways, big time stories, that kind of thing.
Okay. What? Obviously, the big game for me was Indianapolis there being Green Bay in overtime there.
My favorite game of the week. That was such a fun game to
Yeah.
watch. Oh my god, it was so much fun. I was so into it, and I don't even like either of the two teams. I was so into that game. I was watching a stream that Jonas was doing, and I was in Discord chatting and all that stuff, and I left because the game was so good. I needed all of my attention
Yeah.
to be on that. It was one of the first times I've ever actually done
Yeah.
that.
True.
It was such a good game.
Mm-hmm.
The Chiefs were very close with the Raiders. The Raiders are surprisingly decent. I don't
Yeah.
know why.
Yeah.
And then Carolina shutting out Detroit made me sad.
True.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I think that's like the first time since 2008 or 2009 that they've been shut out. So
True.
that's a big sad on that one.
Yeah.
New Orleans coming out without Drew
Yeah.
Brees and doing fantastic with Taysom Hill, who has
True.
apparently a cannon for an arm. Sam and I,
True.
Troll and I were talking about that, and it was
Yeah.
just that game was amazing.
Yeah.
So our records, I believe, are now tied for
Yeah.
the entire season. So
They're getting
this,
close. But
yeah, at the very least, is very close. I think I might, if we're not tied, I might be like one behind or so.
true.
And week 12 is not any better. There's a lot of really close games, so
True.
I'm concerned. But without
Yeah.
any further ado, you ready to get going?
Ready to go.
All right. First up, speaking of the Lions from previous, we have them hosting Houston for a Thanksgiving Day game.
Yeah. Obviously, like you said, they're the lines they're coming off goose egg, and I figure it might be because of Matt Stafford's thumbs issue that's hindering him.
Yeah, I think it's more because of coaching being bad, but I could see it being injuries as well because like they didn't have Swift, right? So they had Peterson and Johnson, and Johnson isn't really like a featured back, and they don't for some reason want to use AP,
Right.
which confuses the living daylights out of me. You have a beast for a runner.
Yeah.
Like
True.
his first run for you went for 19 yards.
Yeah.
So he started to set the pace early on in the season, and
True.
they just don't have any plays designed for him. It's very
Yeah.
confusing to me, but I digress. Hopefully we can fire Quinn Trisha on Black
Mm-hmm.
Monday and just
Yeah. Start all
reset
over.
everything. Yeah, we need to reset. I still
Yeah.
say to bring back Jim Caldwell, but that's just me.
Yeah.
Anyway, who you got?
So I'm going to go with the Texans this week. They're coming off their big shocking win against the Patriots on Sunday. I expect them to keep up the momentum.
Yeah, unfortunately, I am a Michigan girl and a Lions fan at heart, but I got to go with Houston as
Yeah.
well. I wasn't really super surprised that they beat New England, but I was sad that they did because I really
Mm-hmm.
wanted New England to win that one, but
Yeah.
we'll see how it goes. Also, preface this whole thing. We are recording this day of it going up because it's the day before Thanksgiving, and we didn't figure that uploading a video on the actual holiday would be a very good idea.
True.
So we want to just upload it a day before, let y'all
Yeah.
enjoy Thanksgiving with your families. I'm gonna enjoy it with Dad and mine, and
Yeah.
yeah. So day of, this is gonna be a fun afternoon for me.
Yeah.
Next up, in our apparently final, because I believe the last game got moved to Sunday because of the pandemic issue.
Mhm.
So now we have Dallas hosting Washington.
True. Obviously, two teams coming off shocking wins there.
Mm-hmm.
Washington against Cincinnati there, and Dallas over Minnesota. Yeah, so two two teams there. We didn't figure would win last week there. So
Yeah, the Dallas game made me sad because I was going to go with
mhm,
with Dallas, but I wound up not.
yeah, true.
But then again, I was only going to go with them because they were going to start that rookie,
Yeah,
and
true.
then they decided not to. So now that they're starting Andy Dalton,
Hmm.
I don't really know what to do for that because I don't like him
Yeah,
or Dallas, and I do like Alex Smith.
yeah. But this week I think I'm going to go with Andy Dalton there and the Cowboys to win the game at home.
Yeah, I'm going with them pretty much just because they are at home,
Hmm.
and I think they have like a history of beating Washington on Thanksgiving. They always seem to do well on Thanksgiving, as far as I remember.
Yeah,
I might be wrong. I'm sure my statistician friend will correct me.
yeah.
But
No
but
message the boss there.
yeah, but I'm in agreement, unfortunately, and I'm going to take Dallas.
Yeah.
So next up we have the Ravens at Pittsburgh, which is apparently moved to Sunday. While you were out dealing with some things, Dad informed me of that.
Okay.
So
Uh,
as far as we know,
sure. Okay. Obviously, you heard about the Ravens running backs there are in the Pepsi protocol.
yep.
Yeah.
And
So
there's apparently other Ravens players that came down as well, so
yeah,
that's probably why it got moved. But
yeah. Sure. So obviously, the Steelers are undefeated so far there, and I expect them to keep up the momentum there and win this game there.
yep, I completely agree. I said a few weeks ago that Baltimore, along with Tennessee, are kind of like posers to me.
Mhm.
They're only good as far as their record is concerned because they weren't really facing very good teams.
Exactly.
And Baltimore especially had a test with Tennessee and they failed.
Yeah. True.
So this test with Pittsburgh is going to be a huge test.
Yeah.
So we'll see if they can pull it off, but I am going with Pittsburgh because they're just overpowered right now. And
Yeah.
their defense, I want TJ Watt to chase down Lamar Jackson
Yeah.
and just drill him.
Yeah.
Just out of nowhere, just
Yeah.
spear him in two because that'll
True.
teach him from running, you know?
Yeah. Exactly.
Be a pocket passer for gosh
Yeah.
darn sake. Anyway, moving on. We have Miami at the Jets.
This one's a no-brainer.
Yeah, do we really have to discuss anything here?
So I don't care if they're starting Ryan Fitzpatrick or Tua. They're obviously Dolphins are going to slaughter the Jets.
Yeah, I'm taking the Dolphins as well. I hesitate to say slaughter because they do have Joe Flacco,
Sure.
and so they're not quite as bad as they were. And they did almost beat New England,
Mm-hmm.
so it could be upset potential, but I also don't really see that happening in the least. Thank you. So I'm taking Miami, but I think it'd be really fun to just have the Jets come out and win one time.
Yeah.
Although I do want them to go 0-16
Yeah.
badly because we need a third team to do so,
Yeah.
and that would just be amazing.
Yeah.
So I agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
And then speaking of New England, we have them hosting Arizona.
This one's two great quarterbacks there, in my opinion. They're
Yeah.
Kyle Murray and Cam Newton there.
Great in air quotes. Just
Yeah.
slap an asterisk on the side of that. They are great in comparison to others.
Yeah.
We
true.
can put it that way. But personally speaking, I've never liked either QB.
No, no, because they're more ground quarterbacks than they are
Yeah,
air.
yeah, they're football players who just happen to pass every now and then.
No,
I don't consider them quarterbacks. I've never liked Cam Newton.
no,
I always thought that he was a massive, massive diva, and this goes all the way back to when he was drafted and his dad's issues and all of that. And then Kyler Murray is just not like, I don't know. I haven't been impressed by him yet,
no. It's going to take time there, I guess.
if ever,
Yeah.
to be honest.
So this week, I think I'm going to go with the Patriots at home to beat the Cardinals.
Yeah, I was going to, just because they are at home and the weather might come into play. But I went ahead and took Arizona because their offense is more high powered, they have more weapons, and New England had a really hard time with Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
find Deshaun Watson to be fairly similar to Kyler Murray in their play styles. So if they have a hard time with Watson,
Mhm.
they're going to have a harder time with Murray.
Mhm.
And Murray actually has weapons he can throw to.
Yeah. True.
So I'm going to go ahead and take the Cardinals on that one and just hope that they can handle themselves in Foxborough.
Yeah.
Coming from the desert, so we'll see.
Thank you.
Next up, Carolina, who shut out Detroit in sad fashion without Teddy Bridgewater.
Yeah.
So that was fairly impressive, and Christian McCaffrey.
True.
So that's even more impressive. They will be visiting another NFC North team in the Minnesota Vikings.
True. They're I don't know how Minnesota blew it against the Cowboys there.
People in Discord, I was texting with people while the games were going on. They called it the Tank Bowl
Mm-hmm.
because Dallas and Minnesota, neither team wanted to win.
True.
And I guess Minnesota won that
Yeah.
because they didn't want to win more than
Yeah.
Dallas did. I don't know why, because
Yeah.
like Minnesota had the potential to be like in the middle of the pack for the wild card race. So I don't know why they would be wanting to tank.
Yeah. True. They're. I figured they would want to contend with the Packers this year.
You would think so. I mean, unless they just seen that it was going to be Green Bay's division to lose regardless,
Yeah.
so they just quit.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm confused, but okay.
Yeah. Okay. But I expect Kirk Cousins and the Vikings there to probably got out their funk there and probably beat the Panthers this week.
I kind of hope in a way that they do, just so that the North will be a little bit more contested, and they can increase their lead on Chicago a little bit, which would make me happy. But I didn't go with them because if they're really going to be in tank mode, then Carolina, who might be getting Teddy Bridgewater back, I think. So they'll have their starter back, so hopefully they can go in there and get the win against an NFC North team 2 weeks in a row. I don't expect them to shut out Minnesota because Minnesota actually has schemes for their running back that Detroit apparently doesn't. So anyway, so we split on that one as well.
Okay, so you went Carolina.
Yeah, I took Carolina on that one. I'm hoping that Teddy Bridgewater being back will be the difference.
Sure.
Next game, I was tempted to not be smart, but I decided to play it safe. We have Cleveland at Jacksonville.
Yeah, obviously Jacksonville is tanking there.
Yeah, I wanted to go with Jacksonville because I think they benched Minshew.
Yeah.
And they're playing what's his face? Mike Glennon.
Yeah.
He's getting his first start in 3 years, so I'm like, you know what? Now's the time to show that you are the guy.
Yeah.
And beat Baker.
Yeah.
But no, I went ahead and I took Cleveland.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. They're Cleveland's trying to contend for at least a wild card spot there.
Yeah, I didn't want to. You know how I feel about Baker. But their run game is okay.
Yeah.
And Jacksonville is just not good.
True.
So I had no choice but to go with Cleveland. So
makes sense.
Yuck. Anyway, next game is a very good one, very, very close game, and I'm slightly concerned. We have Tennessee visiting Indianapolis.
true. They're both teams coming off big overtime wins.
Yep,
They're
exactly.
Titans over the Ravens thanks to Derrick Henry.
The Derrick Henry, though, that 29-yard run was amazing. I was very upset. By the way, speaking of that, if I may rant for one small second,
Not a problem.
CBS refused to air the games in my local area. I don't know if they did that for everywhere else, but in my area, no games were aired. And Fox never gave us bonus coverage, so I had to read online the play-by-play as it was happening for this game. And instead, they took us to Philadelphia's game. Philadelphia, and I forget who they were facing. Cleveland, I think.
Could be there, yeah.
They took us to that game, who had no chance of winning.
No.
Why would you not air the freaking overtime game?
True.
I was so upset.
Maybe it's because of regional blackouts there.
Maybe, but it was dumb. We had two choices: Philadelphia, who had no chance of winning, versus an overtime game, and they chose to go to Philadelphia.
Yep.
I don't get it. Whatever. Derrick Henry ran on 3rd and 15, 29-yard scamper, and they won. I was very happy about that.
Yeah.
But anyway, I digress.
Right. And obviously the Colts there with their overtime win over the Packers there.
So good.
Yeah. We talked about earlier.
Yeah.
So this week I think I'm going to ride the man with Philip Rivers there and take the Colts.
That was a risk I was not willing to take. I didn't really expect him to play well. Like, I thought I was going to lose last week, to be honest, because Philip Rivers being good 2 weeks in a row doesn't often happen. And 3 weeks in a row? Nah, I can't see that. So I took Tennessee. They're the away game.
Okay.
Derrick Henry, I really hope that he can have himself a game against one of the top defenses in the league. And just, I can't go against Tennessee. He's too powerful.
True.
And I do like Philip Rivers. The idea of him being good 3 weeks in a row is foreign to me.
Yeah.
So I had to.
Okay.
So we split a game. Next up, we have the Giants, who are coming off of a bye, I believe, going to the Bengals, who unfortunately lost Joe Burrow to a leg injury. A knee injury. I think he blew out his ACL and his MCL.
Yeah, true.
It was a brutal injury.
True.
So
yeah, obviously, he's obviously lost for the rest of the season there, and we don't know who's starting for the Bengals there.
Yeah, some rookie.
Yeah, true.
Dad told me his name earlier, and I already completely forgotten.
True. And I heard on ESPN Monday night they said Burrow should sit out the entire 2021 season there till the Bengals get some protection for him.
But why would? But they can use this draft to do that. They don't. Why should he sit out an entire year?
Yeah.
An entire extra year. So they want him to not play for a year and a half just so he'll be safe?
Yeah, I guess so.
That's dumb. They have an entire draft class that they can get protection and free agency.
Yeah.
Because they don't exactly have a lot stocked up in the cap right now with as bad as their team is. So they have plenty of cap space to go out there and get some protection.
Yeah, true.
They should be stocking up in the off-season.
Okay.
That's wow. Okay, whatever. What do I know? I'm not an expert.
Obviously, I'm going to go with the Giants there.
Yeah, I agree. Unfortunately, I do like Cincinnati's chances next year, assuming that they're not going to be dumb.
Yeah.
That's mind-blowing. Anyway, but the Giants coming off of a bye, I think they still have a decent running back in Freeman?
Yeah.
Devontae Freeman?
Yeah.
Because Barkley is still out for the year, so yeah, okay. Him and Daniel Jones, they should be okay now that they're well rested, and Cincinnati's ripe for the picking right now, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So
sure.
Maybe they can win the NFC East.
Yeah.
You never know.
Go figure.
Yeah, go figure from the start that they had. Imagine that.
Yeah.
All right, next up we have the Chargers at the Bills.
Yeah. Obviously, Chargers coming off a big win against the Jets, unfortunately.
It was the Jets.
Yeah.
It's not really that impressive.
True.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, and the Bills coming off a bye week there.
Yeah. Now that was my thing on them is it's in Buffalo and they're
Mhm.
well rested coming off the bye.
Yeah, true.
And the Chargers might be a little bit arrogant because they're coming off of a win, but they're coming
Yeah,
off of a win against a team who has not won. So it's not really like you shouldn't be proud.
no.
So
So it's like an exhibition game.
yeah, basically it was a scrimmage. You won a scrimmage. Congratulations.
Yeah. So this week, obviously, I'm going to go with the Bills there.
Yeah, I 100% agree. It's at home. It's going to be cold. They're a California team.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I go with the Bills on this one.
Mm-hmm.
100%.
Yeah,
But I do hope that the Chargers win because I still
yeah,
like the rookie. I still
yeah.
like Herbert, and I still think he's going to be good going forward.
True.
Speaking of teams that are not good going forward, Atlanta will be hosting the Raiders.
Yeah. Obviously, two teams coming off losses there.
Now the Raiders though had a good game,
Yeah.
so I don't feel that bad about their loss. It
Yeah.
was Kansas City too, so
Yeah. Yeah. But I think they'll feel the smarts after losing to the Chiefs there. And this week I'm going to go with an upset: Matt Ryan and Julio Jones to beat the Raiders.
oof. I was going to as well because they're at home,
Mm-hmm.
but it's Atlanta,
Mm-hmm.
and I refuse to go down that road with them again.
Okay.
Because every time I go with them in a game that's going to be closely matched,
Mm-hmm.
they fail miserably. And I
Okay.
refuse to take that risk with them. I said
Okay.
early on in the season that I gave up on them and I'm done. And I
Mm-hmm.
meant it. Unless there's no way that they can lose,
Mm-hmm.
I refuse to go with them. So I believe in the heart of the car, and I will take the Raiders, even though I do not like John Gruden.
Okay.
Unfortunately, we split again.
Okay.
For what it's worth, I do kind of hope that your upset pick works out because I
True.
do like Atlanta. I just
Mm-hmm.
we have a tumultuous relationship.
Okay.
I can't do it. I quit.
Yeah. True.
All right, so now we have an NFC West battle with the San Francisco 49ers going to the Rams.
Obviously, the Rams riding the momentum after beating Brady and the Bucks there on Monday night there.
Yep, they're flying pretty high from that, although it was a very, very close game.
Yeah.
And they only won because Brady messed up.
Yeah. True.
Because they were driving and they would have been the one losing by 3.
Exactly there. Yeah. And obviously, Niners, a lot of their big names there. So,
Yeah, they're so hurt.
yeah, true. So, obviously, I'm going to go with the Rams this week.
Yep, I 100% agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
The 49ers just don't have anything this year with all those injuries that they had, so. And the Rams are having momentum, and they beat a decent team. So, unlike the Chargers,
Yeah.
this half of LA actually won against a good team. So, they have all the right to be a little bit cocky going into the game.
Yeah.
So, we shall see.
Mm-hmm.
Now, New Orleans and their young QB of Taysom Hill, who I do like,
Mm-hmm.
will be going into Denver, potentially
Yeah.
snowy Denver.
Yeah.
That's going to be fun.
Yeah, it should be fun there. Uh, Obviously, I expect Taysom Hill to play like Drew Brees there.
Yeah. He's got a cannon for an arm.
Yeah.
I don't know if I mentioned that in this one or if it was in the other recording, but Troll and I were talking during the Saints game. He was
Mm-hmm.
supposed to bring me a clip of Taysom Hill's laser that he fired off to Michael Thomas, and he
Mm-hmm.
couldn't find it, unfortunately. But apparently he threw it so hard that it hurt Michael Thomas's hands.
How?
So he needs to learn a little bit of finesse, in my opinion. He's a good, very, very good football player with the potential to be a good quarterback, but he needs to learn finesse because not every ball needs to have that much fire on it. It's
Yeah.
good that you're strong enough. It's good that you can air it out. It's good that you can goon it downfield. You don't always have to.
True.
So he's still
Oh,
young yet.
yeah. Obviously, Drew Brees is going to teach him a little more there. Huh?
Teach him how to be a little bit more gentle with the ball.
Yeah, exactly.
Just a little bit more gentle.
Yeah. So obviously this week I'm going to go with the Saints there.
Yeah, I agree. I do like Denver. They gave me one of my splits in the last week.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then it is at home. So, in theory, the same logic would apply,
Mm-hmm.
but it's New Orleans. I can't. I will not go against New Orleans again
No.
after what happened a few weeks ago
Yeah.
when they completely destroyed the Bucks, and
Yeah.
then I was thusly destroyed for taking the Bucks.
Yeah.
So I'm not making that mistake again
No.
ever. So
I
New Orleans for the win. Speaking of the Bucks, hopefully they don't get completely destroyed this time when they host Kansas City.
true there, but they're playing Brady's playing Patrick Mahomes there.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting.
Yeah. Mahomes is a way better quarterback back than Jared Goff there.
Mm, yeah, I would give you that. He's a certainly a lot more athletic, athletically gifted than Jared Goff. Jared Goff might have more in the way of a good mental game.
Yeah.
Like he might have more of a mental advantage over Patrick Mahomes. I'm not saying that he's stupid, but I'm saying
Yeah.
that he's more seasoned mentally
True.
than
So
Patrick Mahomes is.
yeah. So this week I'm going to go with the Chiefs there. So I imagine Brady's gonna be smarting after this game there.
Yeah, look, I think that he should be upset over the way that the Rams game ended,
Yeah.
and because of that, Dad actually took the Bucks in this one. We
Mm-hmm.
were talking about it, but I have to play it safe because now that I'm really close to you in the predictions, I have to not take quite as many risks.
Yeah.
So I agreed with you on the Chiefs,
Mm-hmm.
but Brady does play his best when he's upset.
Yeah.
When he can get all of his Karen out of him
Yeah.
and go all in. So I wouldn't be surprised if they come away with a win at home, but I had to take Kansas City just because it's the safer pick here.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Good idea.
Well, I had a good reprieve in week 11, but they're back. And we have Chicago,
Oh, good.
the Bears,
Yeah.
going into Green Bay.
Oh God, get ready for the memes there.
Nah, I'm not going to use any memes this time. I used them all early
Okay.
in the
Yeah.
season. I'm not going to rehash it. Although
Okay.
it's still fair, they still don't have a quarterback. And their
Yeah.
logo still looks like a toilet seat.
Oh my goodness. Oh, goodness. Yeah. Obviously, we're going to agree on this one there. Who we're going to pick?
Green Bay.
Agreed there. Yeah, because Aaron Rodgers need a little fire on their belly after losing to the Colts there, and
Yeah.
obviously this game is going to be it there.
I want domination.
Yeah. True.
And only because they're facing the Bears. If they were facing any other team, I wouldn't care. They could lose. I'd be fine with that. I don't like them either.
Yeah.
But it's Chicago. And
Yeah.
I need Chicago to lose.
Yeah.
Anytime Chicago loses, it's a good day for me.
Yeah.
So
Put the
Green-
smile on your face.
it does. It really does. Green Bay should be upset at losing the way that they did. But that wide receiver that they have that coughed up the ball on that final fumble that gave Indianapolis the win, I want them to target him a lot in this game.
Yeah.
Because he needs some redemption for himself, he needs some confidence, and someone needs to step up and set him right, or else he's always going to be in his own head, blaming himself. So, I forget his name. Something starts with an M. But I really hope that they target him a lot and give him his touches, because we need to save his career.
Yeah.
And what better time than with the Bears?
Yeah.
Yay. God, I really hope they win. Coming off of a bye, you never really know, but it's going to be in Green Bay, so they better.
Yeah.
Swear to God. Don't. Anyway, final game of the week. We have Seattle going to Philadelphia.
True. Yeah. Obviously, Eagles stink there.
Yeah, they're pretty bad this year. They have been. They're like, you know how I said that Baltimore and Tennessee were posers this year?
Yeah,
I feel that way with Philadelphia every year.
yeah, true.
Even when they won the Super Bowl,
Yeah,
I didn't really feel like they won the Super Bowl. You know, like it wasn't like a dominant year for them. They were just kind of there. Like
yeah,
it never felt right.
exactly there. And I bet you Carson Wentz going to get banged up after this game.
Probably that
Yeah,
poor guy. Like he had such potential,
yeah,
but I don't know. It just didn't work out.
yeah. Obviously, the Eagles missed Nick Foles there.
I
Well,
wish they would take him back.
yeah,
More power to you. Get him out of the division.
yeah, yeah,
I don't
uh,
mind Nick Foles. I just don't like the team that he's on.
yeah, true. Yeah, obviously, it was Super Bowl MVP for them there.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. And then they just let him walk. I don't understand. I mean, they couldn't keep both, but I think they made an error
yeah,
in
true.
choosing to keep Wentz
Yeah,
over the one who won you the Super Bowl.
exactly there. Yeah. So I expect Russell Wilson to have a field day there against the Eagles. So I'm taking the Seahawks.
I am taking Seattle as well.
Mhm.
They kind of need the win, I think, with the way that they've been being recently, and especially being on the road.
Mhm.
So I'm hopeful that they can. I don't really think that the Eagles' defense has a whole lot that they can stop
Mhm.
Russell Wilson and that offense with. So hopefully we'll be right on this one.
Yeah, me too.
John was telling me that the away games or the away teams would be having a field day this
Yeah,
week. So
sure.
hopefully he's right.
Yeah,
That may or may not have played a role in my decisions
sure.
when I was making my picks, but we shall soon see.
Yeah,
So there we have it. Week 12 is in the books. Week 11 was really, really fun.
sure.
And I'm hoping that this week will be even more
Mm-hmm.
enjoyable.
Yeah,
My pick for game of the week, I was asked that a couple of times in streams, is going to probably be Tennessee and Indianapolis.
sure. I'm going to say there. Mine is Kansas City and Tampa there.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I can see that one. That one's going to be really fun. For me, I went with Tennessee and Indianapolis because there's more at stake there.
Yeah.
Given that it's a divisional game and both are fairly evenly matched as far as their records are concerned,
Mm-hmm.
both coming off of overtime wins. So
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
it'll be good, kind of to see the to see the divide and the path,
Yeah.
and see like which teams actually good and which one's just posing.
Yeah. So we disagree on 4 games this week there.
All right, so we disagreed on 5 in week 11 and 4 in this week. So
Yeah.
if we split them, then everything stays even.
Yeah.
But honestly, either way, it's gonna be a fun rest of the year.
True. Obviously, you're hoping for another sweep this week.
Yeah, it'd be nice. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
But best of luck to you,
You too.
and good luck to everyone who's playing along down in the comments below. Be sure to check out the description for my link to Twitter and my Discord server, where we usually discuss a lot of the NFL action on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Me and a few people usually discuss it. A lot of the people don't really like football,
Yeah.
or they don't get football, so
Yeah.
they just
True.
kind of like are there. But there's a few of us who talk about it a lot,
Mm-hmm.
and also my Twitter's where I usually complain about it.
Yeah.
So you can follow me there as well, and we will catch you. Also, on the screen here will be my link to the entire playlist of this series, which has been really fun. Thank you again for.
No, hey, Dino.
Hi, Dino. I was so close. I was so close. Apparently, 35 minutes is my cap. Anyway, I'm gonna go. Thank you for watching. Check out the links for all this stuff that I was talking about as before, and we will catch you guys next week for week 13.
Okay. Have a great week. A happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Happy Thanksgiving, y'all.